Alright, last review for the night. And we are taking a look at... Okay, I'm not cheating. I decided to add movies that I've seen before. So there's this one, there's another one I'm going to try to do this weekend. But this one is Frailty. Starring and directed by Bill Paxton. Also starring Matthew McConaughey, Powers Booth, the little kid from Spy Kids 2. Nat O'Leary, yeah. This movie, I gotta give credit to Cody Leach, because it was in one of his videos he did with Drum Dums a few years ago, and I think it was like top 10 underrated, top 10 2000s horror movies or something like that, or modern, millennial, whatever. And he mentioned this. And I was inspired to watch this. I've seen it before. This is the second time I watched it all the way through. And he's right. This movie is underrated as hell. It doesn't get enough mention. Bill Paxton plays Dad Meeks. There's no name. This is Meeks. And he's a man who claims that God is contacting him, telling him to kill certain people. Not kill, destroy. Destroy the demons is what it is. In his eyes, it's not murder, it's destroying demons. He drags his two sons, Fenton and Adam, into this. Now, this whole story is being told from the point of view of who we're led to be who we're told is Fenton telling an FBI agent this story about the God's hand killer and out with his dad. Matthew McConaughey plays that character. And he's telling this whole story of what happened. Through flashbacks, I think it's worth noting that Bill Paxton was a great actor. Gone too soon. And I would like to have seen what other directorial stuff he would have done. This is done great. The character he plays, Mr. Meeks, I'm going to call him, while, he's presented that he actually believes that God has told him to do this stuff. Now, I'm not like a God worshiper. I don't go to church. I believe in God, and for me, that's good enough. I believe in God, but I don't believe I have to, get down on my knees and pray. Just believing that He's out there is enough for me. And I believe He's out there. I believe He's watching us, watching over us. For those who say there can't be a God or those bad stuff wouldn't happen, well, sometimes it's like a parent. They can't always protect you. You have to, go on it yourself. So He's watching us, but He's not always going to get involved, And He's up there. So stories like this come along. It's interesting. Like, he believes that God is actually telling him. Like I said, I believe there's a God, but I do not believe God would tell anyone to murder, kill, destroy, whatever, anyone. By any means. God is always made to be the positive part. Now, Lucifer, on the other hand, seems like the guy who would force you to kill people. Who knows? But it is proven that these people are bad people. Like, they don't specifically tell you at first when the dad is going, but later when they show the flashbacks of the kids. I'm just going to go out and say it, because there's a twist in this film that blew my socks away when I first watched it. So Matthew McConaughey has presented himself as if he is Fenton Meeks, and he says that he had to kill his brother because his brother was murdering people, continuing their father's legacy, his brother Adam. His brother committed suicide, and he buried his brother. That's what it was. His brother committed suicide, and he buried his brother in the place. So he takes the FBI agent there, and he reveals the truth. He's like, because he tells him, what happened. At the end, he's like, Adam, Fenton told, he said, I told Adam to bury me here. If you destroy me, if you destroy me, bury me here. And Adam says, I promise you I will bury you here. And the FBI agent's like, he's played by Power Split, by the way, and he's like, doesn't make any sense. If you buried him here, that doesn't make any sense. And he turns around and goes, it does make sense. If the guy talking to you is Adam Meeks. And that's the reveal. He's actually Adam Meeks, not Fenton. Fenton had become his own serial killer. You see, the end here. So during the film, Fenton is the one that never believed in any of this at all. But one thing I want to note here is that Bill Paxton's character, the dad, even though he's gone off the deep end clearly, he's never cross with them. He's never mean. He always plays an understanding character. Even when he throws Fenton in the basement thing, he's not really mean. He's just trying to get him to understand, get him to believe. And he thinks he does, so they track down this one guy, and he tries to get Fenton to kill this guy, but Fenton instead kills Bill Paxton, chops him right in the chest. And then Adam kills the guy that they picked up. And so because Fenton killed his father, he became a serial killer, just randomly killing anyone. And I guess God foresaw this coming, because even as a kid, he was down to be destroyed. There's a demon inside him, but even the power of God can't make a father turn on his own son. So he doesn't do it. But if he did, there wouldn't be a story to tell here. So then we see through the flashbacks that Adam, every time his dad would touch a victim, Adam would see what they had done. Like, such as this man, I'm assuming, molesting a little girl, or murdering a little girl, maybe both. And then another one, killed her husband. And then we find out that there's little hints that the FBI agent's mother was murdered. They never caught who did it. And then we find out it was the FBI agent. He killed his own mother. Why he did it? No. But he did it. And then Adam kills him and buries him in the rose garden, which, okay, we're led to believe that no one has found this rose garden, right? But there, humps up there. You could tell there's something buried there. Are we supposed to believe that God is making them not see that there? Because we're, after this, he goes to kill the FBI agent. FBI agent's like, they saw you with me. They know who you are. No, they're looking for Fenton. No, but they saw you. You're on camera. They will find you. God will protect me. And so we find out the next day, the security guard, the deputy, can't remember what he looks like. He's like, he was right here. He was right in front of me. I shook his hand. I can't remember what he looks like. And then they have the security footage, which is on a VHS tape, because this is 2002. And the tape gets all messed up, like it's something you've been rewound a bunch of times. It gets the big old line through the thing, covering Fenton's face, or Adam's face, so they can't see him. And it's like this on all the tapes. You can't see him. Then we get another twist where they go to talk to the local sheriff. Because earlier they wanted to talk to the sheriff of Meat, Texas, and he wasn't in the time because it's actually Adam and he was with the FBI. So they go to talk to him, and we find out that that's Adam, but he doesn't recognize me. He shakes his hand. And Adam says, "You're a good man, deputy." Or, "You a good man, agent," whatever. Agent Mills, or whatever his name is. Signifying, he knows that he's not a demon. So, Yeah, and I think we're supposed to believe that this secretary or whatever is like his wife. She's pregnant with a child. I think it's never specifically told to us, but yeah. And I like during the flashbacks. They show during the flashbacks, that this is like a family. Like the mother died in childbirth with the younger brother, and it is it's a very connected family. There's even a scene where Fenton tries to tell the sheriff. And this is the only part of the film that I didn't really care for. Because his death is really unnecessary. So he tells, I don't know, the sheriff or some guy trying to tell him what's going on down in the cellar. Tries to tell him what that dad is doing, he doesn't believe him. And even when he gets him to the house and tries to tell him, he still doesn't believe him. Like he's like, okay, he's back here, it's in the cellar. No, let's go to... No, but it's back in the cellar. Come on, let's talk to your father. And he knocks on the door. They buried him in the rose garden. Tries to tell him he's not listening because, cops don't believe that they're right sometimes. Movie cops anyway. And so they take him down there. And the guy that was there. So, okay, so I don't get Fenton's thought process. He ran his little butt to town. And then had to get the sheriff. And had to try to talk the sheriff to get him over there. Who knows how long that was. Who knows how long it took for... They could have killed this guy. Right? And then all they have to do is put him somewhere. Bury him or otherwise. They wouldn't have time to bury him. But they'd have time to hide him somewhere. Knowing that the cops would show up. And he was going to tell someone. And so, yeah. Then the sheriff, he brings him down there. There's nothing there. And he's going to leave. He's going to leave. He's going to walk away. He's going to think nothing of this. He's probably going to apologize to the guy, to the dad. But then there's a swing of an axe, and the guy is killed. Which kind of violates what he's doing, right? Because it's not... This guy, the sheriff, whatever he was not a demon. He wasn't on the list, So he just, in his eyes, murdered someone. Why would you do that? Just let him leave. He thinks that the kid's lying. Let him believe that. Let him leave. Sure, maybe that might have brought on something, some kind of investigation. Or maybe one day he'll think, something wasn't right about that. People are missing. I don't know. Maybe that kid was right. I don't know. But if God would protect them, then there's a good chance he probably would have never even... God would have made it so that he wouldn't even think about it, But who knows now? And then that's when Fenton's locked up. But that's the only real part I didn't really care for. Everything else is fantastic. And I'm not going to let that little blunder mess with this film. This film is fantastic, wonderfully directed by Bill Paxton. I think the script is solid, except for that one little part. And there's no gore or anything, but I think it's really good. And performances from Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey, and even the kids were great. Guys, if we haven't guessed, Frailty, I don't have a physical copy, but Frailty is going to the moon. To the moon. So, what are your thoughts on Frailty? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. I gotta do this. Alright.